Welcome to Talking Climate with Katherine Hayhoe. Each episode, we explore how climate change is affecting the people, places, and things we love, and what we can do to make a difference. From science to solutions and stories that inspire, you're in the right place for real talk about real change. This week, we're talking about India's cattle insurance, risks to the global blood supply chain, and traveling with climate in mind. Let's dive in. Good news. Around 86% of India's farmers are smallholders who work 2 hectares of land or less. These farmers produce much of India's food, but they already deal with a host of challenges, from expensive supplies to middlemen who take a cut of their earnings. As climate changes, shifting rainfall patterns, and increasing heat stress, it's cutting more and more into their ability to turn a profit. Agritech company Dehat is working to change this. They already host an agribusiness marketplace platform that directly connects 1.5 million smallholder farmers with suppliers, buyers, and crop advisory services. Last year, they started offering cattle insurance, which compensates farmers if their cows produce less milk or even perish due to heat stress. Mali Ram Sharma, a farmer from a village near Jaipur in Rajasthan, who bought an insurance policy from Dehat, says it has made him feel much more secure. He told the India publication Down to Earth, "For the first time, I have taken out insurance this year, which promises fixed compensation if the milk production of my livestock dips due to high temperatures. A cow in my village usually produces 20 liters of milk a day. In the current heat, the yield has dropped to just 16 liters." As climate risks increase, one way of building resilience, temporarily, is to develop creative ways to offer insurance on everything from coral reef recovery to wildfire restoration. While these offer innovative approaches to financing resilience today, though, the worse climate impacts become, the less viable these mechanisms will become. The bottom line is clear. To successfully adapt to climate change, we have to cut our heat-trapping gas emissions as much as possible, as quickly as possible. Not so good news. I've written before about how climate change has all sorts of unexpected consequences for our health, impacting everything from fertility rates to skin aging. But here's one you might not have seen coming. It's also putting the global blood supply chain at risk. More frequent extreme weather events, shifting ranges of diseases, and rising temperatures are making it harder to collect, test, store, and transport blood safely. Even more concerning, extreme weather disasters can increase the demand for blood at the same time that it makes it harder to collect it. Elvina Vienne, an infectious disease researcher at Australia's University of the Sunshine Coast, says any major disruptions to the availability and safety of the blood supply puts lives at risk. To help prevent shortages, the researchers recommend several practical solutions: making blood collection systems more adaptable to changing weather, using drones to deliver blood when roads are blocked, ensuring transport vehicles can be effectively cooled as temperatures rise, and improving how blood is distributed to hospitals and clinics during emergencies. What you can do. Northern Hemisphere summer is travel season for many of us. Whether we're headed to a favorite beach, visiting family, or planning a trip to a national park. But as travel rises, so do the carbon emissions linked to planes, hotels, and lodging. In fact, transportation makes up nearly a quarter of global heat-trapping gas emissions, and tourism alone accounts for about 8% of that. As someone who lives half a continent away from my family, I know firsthand how avoiding personal travel isn't always possible. Plus, visiting new places gives us an appreciation for this incredible planet and increases our desire to care for it. So how can we travel in a more sustainable way? I have a few suggestions. Number 1, fly less. This is the number one way to cut travel emissions. As my colleague Kim Nicholas says, sort your flights into those you need to take, such as to see your loved ones, and those you don't need to take, and prioritize the former. Ask yourself if you can satisfy your need for a different routine or culture without getting on a plane. Number 2, go closer and stay longer. You don't have to travel far to enjoy a summer escape. Consider destinations you can reach by train, bus, or car. When we first moved to West Texas, I didn't think there was anywhere interesting nearby to visit, and I was so wrong. Once I took the time to look, I realized there were many incredible places to visit, well within a day's drive or less. From natural springs like Balmorhea, to the dark skies and open vistas of Big Bend National Park, to the pueblos and white sands of New Mexico. Number 3, fly smart. If flying is unavoidable, prioritize non-stop flights, since takeoffs and landings burn the most fuel. After you search for a flight on Google Flights, you'll see an emissions tab at the top that helps you choose the lowest carbon flights. Number 4, choose stays that give back. From coastal eco-lodges to mountain homestays, look for accommodations that are eco-certified or locally run. Spending your money at family-owned restaurants, local tour companies, and local artisans helps communities thrive. And most importantly, number 5, make these travel habits contagious by talking about them. Share what you're doing and why with your friends, family, or other travelers, and tell them how much you enjoyed it. When we normalize thoughtful choices and show what's possible, we create ripple effects that inspire others, which leads to systemic change. Thanks for listening to Talking Climate, narrated by Ann Cloud. For more resources, links, and actions you can take, check out the full newsletter at www.talkingclimate.ca. Keep talking, keep connecting, and keep making climate part of the conversation.